The First Peoples of Trinidad and Tobago once again called for a public holiday so they can help raise awareness in the nation about the history and activities of the indigenous groups. The call doesn't stop there. The First Peoples also call for the history of the First Peoples to be taught in all schools. These calls come from the chief of the Santa Rosa First Peoples community. Here again is Cherrylene Lewis.
As part of their week of celebrations to commemorate the First Peoples Recognition Day on October 14th, the First Peoples of Santa Rosa took part in one of their ancient rituals Wednesday. This time it was the fire ceremony held at the First Peoples Monument of the late great chief Hayarima Hiaraima in Arima. The fire ceremony is an offering of forest incense, herbs and cassava, which the gathering offered to the spirits as they prayed. Minister of Education and MP for Arima, Anthony Garcia, visited the gathering briefly and pledged to consider the group's calls for the history of the First Peoples to be taught in schools.
But as a person who is in charge of the education of this country, I have to ensure that when our students, both primary and secondary level, are being taught on the history of Trinidad and Tobago, the contribution of our First Peoples must play an important part in the curriculum.
Chief Barrett Hernandez said while he was pleased with the minister's promise, he also hoped that the contributions of the First Peoples can be considered enough whereby they can get their own holiday.
We have been lobbying for a public holiday. Look at our numbers. Most people have to hustle for a living, go to work. Our school children cannot come because they are in schools. We are asking for a one-off public holiday so that we can have the whole nation focus and we can bring that awareness to the national community. It is important that all peoples know of the First Peoples and their contribution to Trinidad and Tobago in order for us to go forward.
Following the burning of the herbs and cassava, worshippers sang some ancient songs. Then they all made their individual offerings. Cherrylene Lewis, CNews.